Imagine growing up with a dad who's one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Sounds exciting, right? You might think it's all red carpets, fancy parties, and fun. But for Jaden Smith, the son of Will Smith, fame came with a heavy price. From the time he was a little kid, Jaden's life was shaped by his dad's big dreams that often left Jaden feeling lonely, stressed, and unsure of who he really was. Let's take a journey through Jaden's life to see how his dad's choices, though well-meaning, caused him years of struggles, and how Jaden is finally finding his own way. This unique upbringing started right from the beginning. Jaden was born in 1998 into a world most kids only see in movies. His dad, Will Smith, was already a superstar from hits like Men in Black and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. His mom, Jada Pinkett Smith, was a famous actress and musician too. From the start, Will wanted Jaden to be extraordinary. He didn't want his son to have a normal childhood. Instead of playing tag at recess or learning math in a classroom, Jaden was sitting in business meetings with adults by the age of 5. While other kids drew in coloring books, Jaden was memorizing lines for his first acting role alongside his dad in a TV show called All of Us. Before we continue, we noticed 85.3% of you aren't subscribed that watch our videos, and only 14.7% are subscribed to our channel. If you love controversial breakdowns like this, don't forget to sub. Now back to the video. This early push into the spotlight continued rapidly. At first, this seemed like an adventure. By age 7, Jaden landed a role in The Pursuit of Happiness, a movie where he played Will's son in real life and on screen. The movie was a hit, and Jaden even won a Kids Movie Award. But behind the smiles and red carpet photos, Jaden was missing out on something important. Being a kid, while his friends were riding bikes or playing video games, Jaden was working. Will insisted Jaden audition multiple times for roles to prove himself, which made Jaden anxious. He later admitted, "I never really got to be a kid. Imagine feeling like you have to earn your dad's approval just to spend time with him." This focus on career over childhood experiences shaped his formative years significantly. As Jaden grew older, things got even more unusual. Instead of going to school like other kids, he was homeschooled at a special academy his parents created called the New Village Leadership Academy. The school focused on creativity and big ideas, not textbooks or tests. While this might sound fun, it isolated Jaden from kids his age. He spent his days with tutors and business mentors, not classmates. By age 10, he'd co-founded a company called Just Water, which sold eco-friendly water bottles. Most 10-year-olds are learning fractions and how to structure their sentences better in writing, not running a damn business. Consequently, this unconventional path led to social challenges. Jaden's life looked glamorous, but it was lonely. In interviews, he struggled to connect with other kids. He once said, "Kids who go to normal school are so teenagery." People laughed at him for sounding out of touch, but really, he was just confused. He'd never been to a school dance or a sleepover. He didn't know how to talk about cartoons or video games because he'd never had time for them. Will's parenting style was all about saying yes to Jaden's ideas, like quitting school or starting companies. But this freedom came with pressure. Jaden felt like he had to be perfect all the time, and he started to wonder, am I really special? Or is everything I do just because of my dad? This internal questioning intensified as his career reached new heights under his father's guidance. The pressure peaked when Will decided to remake The Karate Kid in 2010, starring Jaden. Will moved mountains to make it happen. He changed the story to focus on kung fu instead of karate, filmed in China's Forbidden City, and even got martial arts legend Jackie Chan to coach Jaden. The movie was a hit, earning over $350 million, and its theme song, Never Say Never by Justin Bieber, became a global anthem. But for Jaden, the success felt hollow. Despite the outward success, the internal toll was mounting. Behind the scenes, Jaden was exhausted. Will pushed him to train for hours every day, mastering kung fu moves until his hands shook. "I was scared to disappoint him," Jaden later said. Critics argued that Jaden only got the role because of Will, which made Jaden doubt himself. Even worse, he had no time to relax. While other kids spent summers at the pool, Jaden was promoting movies or filming new projects. He started to feel like a robot, programmed to follow his dad's plans instead of living his own life. Driven by the momentum of The Karate Kid, Will then orchestrated another major project, aiming even higher. In 2013, Will Smith and Jaden starred together in a big-budget sci-fi movie called After Earth. Will had huge hopes for this project, not just as a film, but as a way to turn Jaden into a Hollywood leading actor. The story mirrored their real-life relationship in a lot of ways. Will played a strict, tough dad training his son, Jaden, to survive on a dangerous planet. Just like in real life, the movie showed a father pushing his son to be fearless and perfect. Will later said he wanted the film to teach Jaden how to handle pressure, but things didn't go as planned. Instead of launching Jaden further, the film became a source of intense public scrutiny. When After Earth hit theaters, critics tore it apart. They called the movie boring, confusing, and a disaster. One reviewer joked, "It feels like a 2-hour lecture from Will Smith about being brave." People especially mocked Jaden's acting, saying his lines sounded robotic and emotionless. The internet exploded with jokes. Memes popped up everywhere, like pictures of Jaden's serious face photoshopped onto cartoon characters with silly captions like, "When your dad forces you to save the planet." Even popular TV shows like South Park made fun of the movie. For Jaden, who was only 15 at the time, this was crushing. He trusted his dad's plan, practiced his lines for months, and done risky stunts, but now, instead of praise, he was getting roasted online. "I felt betrayed," Jaden admitted later. "It wasn't just about the movie failing, it felt like the whole world was laughing at him, not just his acting." The failure resonated deeply, affecting Jaden personally long after the film left theaters. Will tried to cheer Jaden up by saying, "Failure is a lesson," but those words didn't help. Jaden started blaming himself. He'd lie awake at night thinking, "What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm just Will Smith's kid and nothing more?" The guilt ate at him. To make things worse, Jaden won a Razzie Award for Worst Actor, a mean-spirited prize given to the year's most disappointing performances. Holding that trophy, Jaden felt like a total failure. "It was like getting an F on a project you worked really hard on," he said. "Kids at school might laugh at a bad grade, but imagine millions of strangers mocking you online." This intense public humiliation pushed Jaden to seek drastic change. The criticism got so intense that Jaden couldn't take it anymore. He made a drastic decision. At 15, he asked his parents to legally emancipate him. Emancipation is when a teenager becomes an adult in the eyes of the law before turning 18, meaning they can live alone and make their own choices. For Jaden, this wasn't about rebellion, it was about survival. He later explained, "I needed space to breathe, to figure out who I was without everyone comparing me to my dad." Will was heartbroken. "My heart shattered," he confessed. He felt misled, and he lost his trust in my leadership. Even though Will agreed to the emancipation, it felt like a rejection. The impact of this period was profound and lasting. Looking back, After Earth didn't just bomb at the box office, it broke Jaden's confidence. The movie was supposed to be his big break, but it left him feeling humiliated and lost. For years, Jaden avoided acting, and he later said, "I didn't want to be Will Smith's son anymore. I just wanted to be me." The scars from that time stayed with him. Even today, when people mention After Earth, Jaden gets quiet. "It's like a bruise that never fully healed," he admitted. Reflecting on these events highlights the complexities involved. Will has since apologized for pushing Jaden too hard. "I thought I was helping him grow," Will said, "but I didn't see how much pain he was in." Jaden's story shows how dangerous it can be when parents force their dreams onto their kids. What started as a father's attempt to teach courage ended up teaching Jaden a harder lesson, that fame and family don't always mix. This struggle is common among children of celebrities, often labeled dismissively. Jaden Smith's story isn't unique in Hollywood. Many Many kids born to famous parents, often called Nepo babies, short for nepotism babies, struggle to escape their family's shadow. For example, Jaden's sister Willow Smith became a successful singer with hits like Whip My Hair, carving her own path even while growing up in the spotlight. But Jaden's journey felt different. While Willow found her voice early, Jaden felt trapped. No matter what he did, people saw him as Will Smith's son, not as his own person. Critics claimed he only got acting roles or music deals because of his dad's fame, which made Jaden doubt his talents. Imagine working hard on a school project, only to have classmates say, "Your mom probably did it for you." That's how Jaden felt every day. This drive to make a difference became a core part of his identity. Jaden's activism became his way of healing. He joined climate strikes with Greta Thunberg, saying, "We gotta change the world for our children." He even created eco-friendly sneakers and a vegan beauty brand with his family. But behind these successes, Jaden struggled with his mental health. He once said, "I didn't mingle with regular folks when I was a kid. People treated me like I wasn't just your average Joe." This isolation made him question his place in the world. Ultimately, his experiences offer broader insights. Jaden's story teaches us an important lesson. Kids need to be kids. Will Smith's big dreams came from love, but they left Jaden feeling like he was never enough. Missing school, friends, and playtime didn't make him stronger. It made him lonely and anxious. Jaden's journey reminds us that success isn't about fame or money. It's about having the freedom to laugh, make mistakes, and figure out who you are. Looking forward, the focus shifts towards personal well-being. For Jaden, healing is still a work in progress, but every time he picks up a microphone or helps someone in need, he's rewriting his story, one where he's not just Will Smith's son, but Jaden Smith, a person who's learning to put his mental health first. In response to this constant judgment, Jaden began expressing himself in unconventional ways. To cope with the pressure, Jaden began acting out in ways that shocked fans. While his dad, Will, was known for playing tough, confident characters, Jaden started wearing skirts, dresses, and even modeled for Louis Vuitton's women's wear campaigns. People called him weird or confusing, but Jaden wasn't trying to be strange. He was screaming for help. In one interview, he explained, "If I want to wear a dress, I will. Clothes have no gender." His bold fashion choices were his way of saying, "I'm not my dad, let me be me." He also posted mysterious tweets like, "How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?" Fans scratched their heads, but Jaden later admitted these tweets reflected his loneliness. "I felt like no one understood me," he said. Seeking another avenue for self-expression, he turned seriously towards music. Around this time, Jaden threw himself into music. In 2017, he released his first album, Sire, a mix of rap and rock that told the story of a lonely boy searching for his identity. In songs like Lost Boy, he sang, "I'm not found, I'm lost," a direct message about feeling invisible under his dad's fame. Music became his diary, where he could share feelings he couldn't talk about at home. Will even admitted, "I didn't realize how much pain he was in until I heard his lyrics." But even here, Jaden faced criticism. Some fans said his music sounded too much like Will's movies, while others accused him of using his dad's connections to get famous singers like Justin Bieber to collaborate with him. Despite the ongoing negativity, Jaden sought purpose beyond artistic expression. Jaden didn't give up. He turned his energy into helping others, showing the world he was more than just a Nepo baby. He worked with his eco-friendly water company, Just Water, to install clean water stations in Flint, Michigan, where families had been drinking polluted water for years. He also started a free food truck called I Love You to feed homeless people in Los Angeles. "Making people smile fixes my heart," he said. These projects gave him purpose, but they also reminded him of what he'd missed as a kid. While other teens hung out with friends, Jaden was stuck in business meetings or movie sets. However, the painful memories of public failure lingered. Through these ups and downs, Jaden continues to navigate his path. Today, Jaden is slowly finding his way. He designs gender-neutral clothes, makes music about mental health, and fights for the environment. My dad wanted me to be a superhero, he said. I just want to be human. His story shows that even kids with the most famous parents need room to grow, make mistakes, and discover who they are, not who others want them to be. This drive to make a difference became a core part of his identity. Jaden's activism became his way of healing. He joined climate strikes with Greta Thunberg, saying, "We gotta change the world for our children." He even created eco-friendly sneakers and a vegan beauty brand with his family. But behind these successes, Jaden struggled with his mental health. He once said, "I didn't mingle with regular folks when I was a kid. People treated me like I wasn't just your average Joe." This isolation made him question his place in the world. Ultimately, his experiences offer broader insights. Jaden's story teaches us an important lesson. Kids need to be kids. Will Smith's big dreams came from love, but they left Jaden feeling like he was never enough. Missing school, friends, and playtime didn't make him stronger. It made him lonely and anxious. Jaden's journey reminds us that success isn't about fame or money. It's about having the freedom to laugh, make mistakes, and figure out who you are.